If you're dreaming of a southern, charming, historical city with great food, Charleston might be on your radar. Or perhaps you're dreaming about beaches, affordability, and year-round sunshine. Then Jacksonville might be the fit for you. In this video, I'm going over the comparisons between Charleston, South Carolina, and Jacksonville, Florida. Stick around all the way to the end, and I'll tell you which one I think is the best one for you. Thanks so much for sticking around, friends. My name's Nicole Smith. I'm a realtor here in Metro Jacksonville, and recently I had the honor and the privilege of spending some time in Charleston, South Carolina. I have had this particular city on my dream list for quite a few years, so I'm finally grateful that I got to check it off of my list. I really enjoyed Charleston, but it made me really want to compare Jacksonville to Charleston. So that's what we're going to do today. I want to talk about jobs, real estate, the climate, a little bit of the entertainment, and most importantly, the affordability. So some of the resources I'm going to use today are niche.com and also Forbes calculator, and we are going to dig in. All right, friends. So as you may or may not know, Jacksonville, Florida is the largest city by square foot in the entire country. It's 840 square feet, and it is in the population close to 1 million. We have over 68 miles of beaches. We are also the largest urban park system in the entire country. So we have a lot of records here. And not too far down this road from us is St. Augustine, Florida, which happens to be the oldest city on record in the entire US as well. But I know there's big debates about that, but that is on record. So you can achieve the historical charm right here in the Metro Jacksonville area if you head down the freeway a few miles. So part of the experience that we had in Charleston was we really loved the history. We loved how the architecture was old, the food was delicious, the entertainment was lovely, the shopping was fabulous. But we noticed that everything cost quite a bit of money. So I was like, wow, I wonder what it really costs to live in Charleston. And similarly, Charleston is only a population of 150 plus residents. So it is a small population compared to Jacksonville. It was founded in 1670, and they consider it one of the oldest cities, and they nicknamed it the Holy City. They also describe it as a living museum. So you're going to find the architecture everywhere. And I absolutely noticed that as well. In the city, right on King Street, all around there is very historical. And it is very dense. It is very walkable. It has a huge historic core. Lots of restaurants, coffee shops, boutiques. There's major tourism and hospitality scene. So those are the biggest draws that I see. And of course the waterways, okay? They have the beautiful waterways as well there. That is a draw because people love waterways. They like to fish and they go to the beach. And I know Charleston is also really known for having a lot of shark's teeth. I didn't go to the beach. It was a little cold while I went, so nowhere near the beach at all. So overall, the cost of living, when you look at the Forbes index, it is showing that the cost of living in Charleston is about 16 to 17% more expensive to live there than Jacksonville. It's also, if you're wanting to compare it, to live in Jacksonville, you could live here for $70,000 pre-tax. And if you wanted to move to Charleston, you would have to make $75,237, which is a 7% slightly higher. The transportation tends to be 10% higher in Charleston as well, and the home prices are 20% higher. The cost of living overall on this particular calculator is showing 7% for cost of living, and the utilities are 13% higher here in Charleston. Where they save a little bit here, you can see the home price in Jacksonville. The median home price in Jacksonville is $380,349. The median sale price in Charleston is $507,503. That is over 25% more. The rentals in Jacksonville are averaging out on $1,700, and Charleston $1,694, slightly lower in Charleston. And the general energy costs $182.74 in Jacksonville and $222.48 in Charleston. Your phone bills $198.96 and $199.39 in Charleston. So they're saying the transportation is higher. Gasoline, they're showing that gasoline in Jacksonville is higher than Charleston, $3.13 to $2.88. And Jacksonville's doctor's visits are lower, but the dental visits are higher, the optometrists are higher, prescription drugs are higher, and overall, that is what Forbes has to say. Now, if we go over here to niche.com, niche.com is showing that overview of Jacksonville. It's number 88 as the best cities to retire in America. Overall, it has a B+ report card. Public schools, B. Housing, B+. Good for families, B. Crime and safety is a C-. Nightlife is an A-, and diversity is an A+. If we go over to Charleston, Charleston's report card from Niche is giving it an A grade. It's a B+ for public schools. The housing is a C+. A- for good for families. Crime and safety is a C. And nightlife is an A+, and diversity is an A-. So overall, in housing and real estate, Jacksonville and the Duval area, the median list price is $300,000 in Duval, and the median sold price is $295,000. In Charleston, the median list price is $625,000, and that's double Jacksonville's, and overall the median downtown price is $1 million. So that is quite a huge difference in cost of living, and I'm sure in the suburbs outside of Charleston, it may be a little more affordable, but I am only going to compare city to city because that's what I was intending to do today. I can't go through all the suburbs. There's just too many. The overall outlining, Florida has no income tax, no state income tax, which is a big deal for high earners and retirees. So that is something that Florida offers that South Carolina does not. And we have a lower cost of living here, so that's another reason that families are drawn to us here. We are more affordable. So we have a vast variety for jobs, and we're more affordable. And Charleston, they're big on tourism and hospitality. You know, food, they do have some aerospace manufacturing. They also have their port there as well. We also have a port here, so that's a similarity. But overall, their housing costs are outrageously compared to ours, and one of their biggest job sources is their hospitality, and of course that is because they have the Michelin school there, so they have that going for them as well. So healthcare, logistics, finance, remote workers, that's a great mix for Jacksonville. Nice sweet spot if that's what you're looking for. If you're into hospitality, historic niche, some business, of course, in Charleston, and of course, they do have the waterways as well there. We're both going to have that Atlantic coast vibe because we're both on the Atlantic coast, so we are pretty similar, but the farther south you are, the warmer it's going to be, so you will get warmer weather here in Jacksonville. So overall, I had mentioned we have the largest urban park system in the entire U.S., so we have a lot of places where you can play. We have fresh water and we have ocean water. That's a great feature we offer here in Jacksonville. We also have some great golf here, and we also have some professional football team. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're having a really good year this year, so that's pretty awesome. We both are beach towns, and We both have historic areas. We also offer historic areas here in Springfield and Avondale and Riverside. And so we have some very historical communities as well here. And of course, in our suburbs, we have St. Augustine, which is a very, very old city, on record, the oldest. So what does Charleston have to offer? They have world-class food scenes. They are known for history, the historic tours, the plantation, the ghost tours, the harbor cruises, arts, festivals, big on all that. Overall, if you like history, if you like historical streets, if you like upscale dining, if you like boutiques, if you like just the history, that vibe, Charleston will be the city for you. It's charming, it is walkable, it's beautiful, and it's full of history. If you like a little bit warmer winters, but not really cold, sometimes it does chill out a little here in January and February. But overall, our pros and cons, let's just say the cons in Jacksonville are going to drive more. I think that Charleston has a far greater tourism than we do here in Jacksonville. And so that is something that could be a pro for you, or it could be a con if you don't like your city being invaded by a lot of people. Basically, if you were in the comparison, hopefully this video helped you out. I have had people, comparing these two states, not necessarily the two cities, but maybe Charleston is not the city in South Carolina for you. You may choose a different city, but I'm only going to compare these two. And if you have any questions about more details about the market here in Metro Jacksonville, make sure you message me, because as I had mentioned before, I am a realtor. I'm here to add value, to give you some insight, to show you different aspects, comparing different cities. And overall, I still think Jacksonville is the place that I am happy that I chose over 11 years ago. If this video wasn't for you, subscribe to my channel, and then you can see all the other videos that I've made, because I go from Palm Coast all the way to Fernandina Beach, and I cover new construction, and I cover neighborhoods, and I cover lifestyle. Whatever you may be in search of, if you follow me, you will find something that will help you make decisions about where you want to live. And remember, life is too short not to love what you're living in. I'm living the dream in Jacksonville, Florida, and I would love for you to reach out to me today so I can become your realtor. Thanks so much for watching, friends.